Hey guys, Mike here. It's been a little while since I've made a video, and this is a bit of a different type of video. You see, there's been something that has been bothering me and eating away at me the last couple months, and it has to do with something I've been noticing about the mindset and the attitudes of the people in this community that we all fall into on the internet, of people who want to learn how to make money online. And I think and we'll talk about it, but I think it's a problem that's causing people to not be successful, not be able to, do something that allows them to earn for the long term. And ultimately, it's causing them to become, at a point, kind of unhelpful to employers, businesses, or whoever they're trying to work for, right? And the problem I'm noticing, and I'm partially, I'm guilty as charged for, not helping people realize that maybe this might have become a problem, but people are too focused on individual skills, right? Point solutions, and are kind of trying to operate as these money-making robots where they do one thing, but they are totally oblivious to, other aspects of why that thing or whatever they're selling is important to a business. And let me give you an example, right? So I've worked in tech sales. In tech sales, you have companies that sell full platform solutions that can do it all. They're typically way more expensive, way more valuable to the business, and they're typically things that the company doesn't get rid of because it's a full platform. It does more than one thing. It offers value. On the flip side of that, some companies sell what we call point solutions. Point solutions are a piece of software, let's call it, that does one thing. They're easy to replace because there are other things that do that one thing and only that one thing. They're usually cheap, so the different point solution vendors are usually always competing against each other on price, which is a terrible way to make money and a hard way to create loyal clients. And they're just generally not the players in the market who are most successful. So why am I giving you this example? Well, when it comes to something like freelancing or making money online or building an online business, if you're only focused on being the point solution, you're going to be replaced. And I've seen it happening, right? So, I'll give you another example. On my channel, I've made a lot of videos about copywriting over the years. And I do still think copywriting is a valuable skill that can help you earn a lot of money and is always in demand. However, lots of people have watched my copywriting videos and have gotten okay with copywriting, but they have been totally oblivious to trying to also improve their usefulness as a person in general to the businesses that they might want to help. As an example, I have many people messaging me, showing me copy they've written that's pretty good, pretty okay. However, their ability to communicate outside of copy, let's say customer service, negotiating with clients, or just communicating in general, is terrible. So to me, I'm like, shoot, I need to do a better job teaching people that it's not just about being the point solution vendor. It's about wanting to be useful, right? And when you think about wanting to be useful, you have to work backwards from some goals, right? And in the case of getting hired by a company to do something, it's what their goals are. You have to actually think about what that company is doing, what they care about, how they make money, how you can help, how you can fit in, and how you can make their life easier. If you just sell a point solution, but you're totally oblivious to everything else about the person or the business you're working with, you are unfortunately not going to be successful. And I'm seeing it happen, right? All these copywriters out there who've learned from videos that I make, as an example, are super upset that ChatGPT now exists and ChatGPT can churn out a decent enough piece of copy for cheaper than they offer. Well, let me tell you something. This is the problem with point solutions. If you just learn one skill medium well and you're pretty much not very useful in anything else, it's going to be pretty painful for you every time something like a ChatGPT or a new piece of software comes out that shakes things up in the industry or with the skill set that you're using. That's just the way the world works. It's nobody's fault. It's innovation. Like we had the Industrial Revolution however many years ago, people lost manufacturing jobs to automation. It just keeps happening. So you need to become more useful and have that as your mindset, that you're not some point solution machine, because that is not the real world. It is helpful to learn skills from YouTube. It is helpful to learn, in my example, copywriting, sales skills, negotiation skills, marketing skills. But you gotta try to become well-rounded and make the learning that you're doing on YouTube or on wherever a part of a broader journey to become a more useful person who has a value that they can charge a lot of money for, and you become an asset to these organizations, right? And another reason why I'm doing this little rant is I still talk to thousands of people every year in the YouTube comments or in my inbox, right? And one thing I hear constantly is how people are mad. They're mad at sites like Fiverr. They're mad at the industries they work in. They're mad that there are no jobs. They're mad that jobs don't pay enough. They're mad that they can't afford to retire. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not a financial advisor, but I read online that if you can save $500 per month from the ages of 20 to 30, and you're investing that in whatever way you're investing it, I think the article said that as long as you're making 8% a year, which is pretty average for the broader stock market, you'd have about, I think it was $90,000 at the end of 10 years. And then if you invested that 93 or whatever amount after 10 years, for the next 10 years without contributing anymore, it became something like $200,000. And the reason this stuck out to me is $200,000 by the age of 40 in this example is more than most Americans have saved. I think the median American savings by the age of 40, again from Google, I'm not a financial advisor, was like $45,000. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're living in Canada, North America, or anywhere where you are a useful person and you have a 9-to-5 job already that is enough, even if it's just enough to pay your bills, to get you food, and to give you some enjoyment, if you go out there on weekends, in evenings, and you hustle, you do a side hustle or multiple side hustles, or you try to find ways to make yourself more valuable than just doing one point solution, I know you can make $500 a month. Take it from me. I was a terrible student. I was an idiot, I would call myself, in high school and university. I was a knucklehead. I wanted to drink. I wanted to get with girls. I wanted to party. That's all I cared about. Somehow I figured it out, and for the past, 5-10 years, alongside my job, I've always been hustling on some sort of side hustle. And let me tell you, if you're focused on it, $500, you can do it. With a side hustle, whatever it might be, that could be 10 to 15 extra hours of work per week, or 15 or 20 hours, or you can even get a part-time job. Like if you become a bartender one weekend, you could make that in a night, in 2 nights. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you can do it, right? So if that's how easy, or I shouldn't say easy, if that's the path to getting to a point at the age of 40, according to Google, where the median American has $45,000 saved, which basically you're screwed with how expensive America is and what you need to live. 45 grand, you're done. You're toast. You're gonna be relying on your family, if you have a family, to try to support you. If you could get to 4 or 5 times that just by working a side hustle and hustling and making $500 per month extra for 10 years, Like, that should be what your mind is at. Work backwards from that. Figure out how to get to a number like that by any means necessary, which means not just relying on one skill, not being a point solution, not being a robot. Become more useful. Do more things. Focus on being an asset, and you will start making more money for a longer period of time, and it might set you up to have some level of financial success that you can read up about on Google or talk to a financial advisor about. It is not impossible. It is not super hard. $500 a month is something that can get you there. And if you are doing and having the mindset that I'm saying to, which is to not be some reactionary robot that learns a skill and becomes displaced as soon as some sort of automation or AI is invented, you will be okay. Okay? So I don't know what the point of this video was. I don't know if it was to motivate you or to shake you up or to just grab your head and shake some sense into you, but it's something I've been thinking about a lot. The opportunity is there for people. You just have to go get it, and it starts with your mindset of why you're doing what you're doing, how what you're doing helps the people you're trying to sell whatever that thing you're doing is, and what your goals are. And if you set a goal like $500 a month, which may sound crazy for you, I'm telling you it's not. If you set that goal, you could probably achieve it. So that's the video. If you have questions, hit me up. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you want more of these unhinged car rants with Mike. Anyways, see ya.